Hi there, we have prepared a short example video, and go through this project cost estimate expenditure Excel template together. Opening the file, all the spreadsheet tabs are empty. There's the Setup tab, the estimated cost expenditure sheet which will be automatically filled in, the actual costs sheet and 5 different graphical representations to evaluate how the project progresses through time. Now, let's get started. In the Setup tab, I will start filling in all the budget categories and their respective estimated costs. These are taken from our budget estimation tool or by any other budget document. We can add up to 200 different budget categories. From our project's construction schedule, we will enter a start date and an end date for each budget category. For example, excavations are planned to start in January 2023 and end in the next month. Dates are entered by month/year. Their duration is automatically calculated. Let's pick up all categories and fill in their cost estimates and their estimated work schedule. The program will add up all the cost estimates and give us the project estimated overall cost. At the top of the setup sheet, I will give the project a name and enter the expected start date of the project and the end date. Again, these are taken from the construction program. We can now see our project will have a duration of 14 months. And this completes the setup sheet, with all the necessary estimated cost and duration fields filled in. Let's see how the program automatically creates our project estimated expenditure. Each cost category is split into equal amounts for their duration and filled in the respective project months. For each month of the project, we now have our expected monthly cost totals, the cumulative project cost from start to finish and the respective percentage of the cost. All information are automatically pulled from the setup sheet. Now, let's have a look at our reporting graphs. The monthly expenditure graph has already been populated, giving us a graphical representation of what we will need to pay for each month. The same for the cumulative expenditure, leading to the end of the project. Our project cost baseline, which we'll use later to check against our actual costs. The percentage expenditure per month. And a table with all of our costing categories and their total estimated costs. Now we have our estimated expenditure costs all set up, we will see how we can follow on our actual costs as our project progresses, which is the most important task if we want to stay within our budget. Let's enter our actual start and end dates of the project. These can be changed at any time later on. See how new columns have appeared, one column for each month of the project. Let's assume we're already 3 months into the project and we've already paid off for the work executed. We'll enter these costs below the month column they occurred, for each of the categories. See how all other data have been calculated for us. It's time to check how the project is doing. We can see that the first and second month we went over budget, which is clearly shown in our project cost baseline with the orange line. That means we need to take action for the remaining of the project in order to reduce costs and stay within budget. Reviews are done constantly throughout the project to ensure that we are keeping within our expected costs. By the end of the project, we will have a complete picture of all expenses, when they occurred, which categories went over budget, and where we managed to achieve some savings. In our example, by constantly monitoring our costs, we managed to complete the project, just within budget with about €5,000 to spare. There are months where we went above our expected costs, and months where we achieved some savings. But in overall, we're able to control the expenses and successfully complete the project. Just by looking at the project cost baseline graph, we can see how closely the orange actual costs line is following the blue budget line throughout the duration of the project. In the categories estimate versus actual costs table, we see which categories went over budget and which below. Here are our €5,000 savings. This concludes our worked example video. I hope you now have a clear idea of how this Excel template works, and hopefully it can help you control your next project budget successfully.